they can hear it. Like I said, I can't really split. Go away from the top. Just give it a minute. I'll just be live. I think it's working now. I'm gonna see if I can like tweak the link for it. It still has the night skill. I just got everything. I'm gonna go ahead and fade us in here. I think it should work. Oh wait, I messed it up. No, I didn't.
Oh boy.
Hold on, maximize time.
Bunch of freaking rookies we are.
How do I make this go full screen here? I've got a. Hold on, just a second. That's not it. It's. Hold on, this is terrible. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now I just need to be able to hit this over to full screen. Except Dale is gigantic now. Hold on, I got this set to like some kind of weird mode.
Unnatural state.
There we go. All right, I think I got it. I think I got it.
What is going on?
Okay, I think I got it. Oh, you know what? I think we've been live this whole time. We'll just fade this sick beat out. Hey, I think
What is going on?
I think it's good. I think it's good. Well, so here's the thing. So Jared usually runs this thing, and OBS doesn't work
Not with the
right.
full screen button.
Yeah. The problem was I couldn't do it, so there we go. There, it worked. Okay. We're live. We're doing it live. Hello, everybody.
Do it about. Is the sound working?
I think so.
this sick-
It's working the whole time, yeah. You're good. We're on. The world can see us.
Oh, okay, this is great. You know,
More importantly, the world can hear us
The world can see us and hear us.
I'm really glad we've come together.
right now.
We sure have. Crystal Pepsi, it's back.
All right, okay, doing this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Game Bytes Show podcast for January 30th, 2022. My name is Legrand Jolly.
Ides of January.
The Ides of January.
It is the Ides, the 30th, officially. I'm Legrand. That's Jeremy. And that's
Hey.
Dale. There's Jeremy.
Hey, hey.
There's Dale.
Hey.
Hey, Dale. What's going
What's
on,
up?
fellers?
What's up?
I got a question for y'all.
Okay, what's
All
that?
right.
You know how Christmas happened like last month, and
Yeah, I
people
remember
put
that.
Christmas lights up?
Mhm.
Do you guys have the trend in your neighborhood to put like those permanent Christmas lights on your house, on
No.
houses? You guys ever seen that?
No, I've seen them advertised, but we don't really have that around here. I don't live in
It
that
is-
kind of neighborhood.
Can you retheme them for like 4th of July or
Right.
Halloween?
So I was walking my dog today, and there are so many people in my neighborhood that have like Christmas lights they're like LED lights that are addressable art LEDs, so you can like put different patterns and all sorts of weird stuff.
Right.
And it's really starting to annoy me that there's just Christmas lights on all year long, just in different, like, oh, it's Valentine's Day in 2 weeks. I guess I better put on my pink and red lights,
Mm, yeah.
And I was walking around the neighborhood and I was just really pissed off. I was walking my dog.
Listen though, listen.
You have an
Did,
HOA?
Yes, there is an HOA.
There you go.
really?
File
I
a
didn't know
complaint.
that. No.
I
So
should file
here's the thing though. Did you ever see the Flight of the Navigator?
Yes, I love that.
So
show.
here's what's gonna happen. Here's
show
what's
is
gonna
so
happen.
bad, but
I
I
know,
love
I
it.
know, it
So
really is.
good.
But here's the thing. Remember, the plot is that he goes back in. No, he goes forward in time, right? He goes forward, which
Yes.
we're all doing. We're all going forward in time, I guess, if you think about it. But he needs to find out where his family is in Fort Lauderdale. This is like when I was a kid. I was like, Fort Lauderdale. It's like a fort somewhere in Florida. And so they do it. He sets off these fireworks. But here's the thing, right? Like you could get your whole neighborhood when you are living your Flight of the Navigator experience, trying to get your younger, older brother, whatever, to fly in on an alien spaceship. You've got your whole neighborhood, and you can be like, all right, everybody, and you can like synchronize everybody to get like the landing lights into your neighborhood. It's gonna be awesome.
How did he get into the future? What?
I'm trying. Didn't he fly really fast?
He tripped in the forest and landed, and then he woke up and went to his house, and it wasn't his house anymore. And then
Was
for some
that it?
reason
He
he's
just-
in the future.
He just tripped. Like that's all that happened.
I think so,
No, the alien spaceship must have had something to do with it.
but I think it was like something that happened really quick, and he didn't.
I don't think
know,
I ever
and it-
saw this movie.
Really,
and
I
then
think it's
eventually- it was a Disney classic.
it's
from,
time
like,
for a Game
1984.
Bytes show movie night. Flight of the Navigator. We're gonna do this.
Listen, I would super be.
Quentin
I would
Tarantino's
watch that, and I
Flight
would
of the
probably hate that
Navigator.
movie.
Okay, okay.
It's probably horrible.
We're gonna do a movie marathon. Flight of the Navigator, The Last Starfighter, and
now you got me going.
yeah. I think we
I've
can do
watched
this.
that recently, bud. Like,
Really?
I'm within this is like a 40-year-old movie. I watched it within the last 2 years.
That's
And
great.
What's the third movie?
Yeah, like I think Roots. the Grapes of Wrath.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat 1,
Mortal-
the original Mortal
Teen-
Kombat movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The 1980s
Frozen
version.
Time.
Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of
or
the Ooze, in honor of Legrand's band,
TMNT 2.
who has recently recorded their first. Their
It's
first-
true. Our band is called TGRI, officially for the Ninja Turtles. Secret of the Ooze canister.
That's
Techno
great.
Global Research Industries, I think is what it stands
Something
for.
like that.
That's a pretty good name for.
Anyway, that's the name of
cyberpunk
our
film.
band, TGRI, and we recorded our first single this week officially in a studio officially, and it's coming out in a couple
Acapella?
weeks.
Like
Acapella.
boy band.
Oh,
Like,
your album cover is gonna be like you're all in like white polyester suits, like doing like
it's gonna
some.
be so good.
No,
Yeah.
white linen shirts.
We
like,
gotta
Yeah,
figure out our
yeah.
album cover. That's a good point. We haven't even thought of that. It's probably gonna be something Ninja Turtles. themed.
You have your priorities backwards, sir. That is the first thing.
Well, this band came out. It was born of COVID. Like we were bored out of our minds when COVID locked everything down, and we started playing music together. And our first album is going to be titled Super Spreader. And kind of
I think you told us that before.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be so good. Anyway,
Well,
that's what's happening.
that's great.
Songs
That's
coming
good
out.
news.
We have like 3 other songs in the works.
You should
You
do
should
it.
look
You
them
should
up.
do a song
It's
based
gonna
on
be on
Flight of the
Spotify.
Navigator. Or you do? Is it like a themed? You guys should do like a themed band. Like all you do is like those, like 80s touchstone
Yeah,
cultural
we write
references.
songs and we play songs that sound like the '90s and or our '90s songs. Like that's what we do, basically.
I like
Okay,
it.
I'm on board if it's 90s music. If it's anything at all 80s theme, you can count me out.
Yeah,
not
because
80s.
guess what though? It's the
Not
90s. Remember that time that we all thought swing music was cool? That's their
do
that's their
remember that.
thing. That's their
I
thing.
remember watching Swingers, the movie.
Yeah. Hackers
I worked with
hackers
a
were
guy
cool
that to
back in the
this
90s.
day- To this day, there's a guy that I work with that describes his fashion as like rockabilly, and so he wears
What?
a lot of like kind of like flannel shirts and has like a sort of pompadour hairstyle.
Rockabilly, huh? That's
I mean,
nice.
now even before you get to rockabilly, like if you're gonna like, here's how I describe my aesthetic. Like if you're having that conversation, you're already beyond the pale. Like that's too far. Like if you're to the point where you have an aesthetic to describe, you're beyond help.
Don't be a square, daddy-o.
Yeah, I mean, it really he's not onto anything bad. If you hang on to anything long enough, it'll come around again.
That's true.
I'm gonna start wearing one of those like long hats that like Ebenezer Scrooge with like a little ball on the end.
I call that one nightcap chic. Is that what
There's
it
like
is?
a name. There's a name for those, but I couldn't tell you what
Well,
it is.
stocking cap.
I don't,
Yeah.
You can
People
wear them in
wore
The
them back
Witcher.
then because it was cold in.
But you call it now stocking core.
Ah, yeah.
Stocking core.
No,
Stocking
my
stocking
daughter's
punk.
been doing
That's edgy.
cottage core for the Animal Crossing island.
Wow.
It involves a lot of like imagine like soft focus plants, and like flowers and weeds, artfully arranged around the island.
I'm doing
Uh,
that too. Weeds artfully
a lot of
arranged.
like conifers and things.
I can't
Uh,
wait to start working in my
cool.
yard. Speaking of weeds, can't start.
I can't.
Yeah,
I,
I
I
can
hate the
too.
yard.
This is gonna be the year though. This will be the year. Getting ready. Gonna do it.
Speaking of cottages, I was wandering around doing a side quest in Elder Scrolls Online today, and it said you need to go explore this cottage. And I went over to the cottage, and it was a freaking castle, like this ridiculous
Cottage.
sized house. I'm like, cottages remind me of like Snow White.
Yeah, like a homey
cottage.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cozy.
this was a freaking castle with like
Oh.
a 10-foot tall door, and it was all made of stone and had like ramparts on the top.
I'm writing a
Like,
sternly worded
How
email
many like
to the Elder Scrolls.
murder victims did you find inside there?
none, but the mom that was in there, her son was a murderer and a murder victim. How about that?
Wow.
So the
But
Dark
that's-
Brotherhood had already been through.
It
is what
was
you're
not.
saying.
It was the ghost of the green, a wood elf from
Oh, man,
Somerset.
You just reminded me of a song by the band Demons and Wizards, which is a great power metal band. Off of their album Demons and Wizards, there's a song called "The Fiddler on the Green," and it's epic.
Demons and Wizards. I must look this band up.
Oh, they're
Fiddler
great.
on the Green. That sounds
Have
like
you
a
heard of
Lorena
Blind
McKinnon album.
Guardian?
Fiddler on the Green.
It's,
So
Lorena McKinnon and Seal got together and
and-
wrote a song called Fiddler on the Green.
There they are. These guys look cool.
Oh, they're wicked. That's an amazing album.
Fiddler on the Green. That's their top played song according to Spotify.
It's really good.
My band's gonna have a Spotify page. It's pretty
It's
dumb.
already selling out.
It's pretty dumb. Hey, I've been playing a game, guys. I bought this
Hey,
game.
okay.
I've been playing this game called Vampire Survivors. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
I have. I don't remember what it is now. Though.
This game is a $3 game on Steam, and it is sucked 15
Your
hours
blood.
It
of my life.
sucked. It sucked hours of your life away.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
Picture this. Vampire theme, legally distinct Simon Belmont character.
Ooh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
I like it.
You start the game and you're
Gary
dropped into a
Belmont.
map that's like top-down perspective, right? You can move up and down. You control your character with the WASD keys, right?
Mhm.
And your character automatically starts attacking. Just you have like a whip, and I start attacking to the right, right,
Sweet.
or attacking to whatever direction I'm looking at, and I can
Mhm.
move like up and around like a top-down view.
Yeah.
And these bats are flying in on you, right? And so you kind of get in the way of the bats, and you're automatically attacking with your whip, and you kill the enemies, and they start dropping experience, right? As you pick up experience, you level up, and every time you level up, you get to choose between a new item, a new
Mhm.
accessory, or an upgrade for a current item. Okay.
Okay.
And so you have legally distinct magic water called Santa water. You have a legally distinct cross. You have legally distinct
Wall
daggers.
turkey,
You have, except for its ham.
ham. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Wall ham.
But that's what you find on the ground to heal yourself. And so as you play the game, it's kind of like a roguelike, not survival, roguelike tower defense elements, sort of, because your character is just kind of attacking. And as you
Yeah.
get these new items and weapons, they all do different things. Like you get a cross that spins around and like attacks things. You get like a holy book that surrounds you and like holy book. You get a dagger that throws a dagger in the direction you're looking. And you slowly start leveling these abilities up, getting accessories. Like some accessories will make you attack faster. Some will make you do more damage. Some will give you more luck so you can find more items and things like that. And slowly the game starts sending skeletons at you now with the bats, and then the bats go away, and then there's a bunch of skeletons, and then there's a bunch of werewolves, and now here's the phase where there's Medusa heads flying at you and stuff like that. And so as you're killing these enemies and leveling up, slowly they start throwing more and more enemies at you, and the goal is to continue leveling up, killing enemies, upgrading your weapons, and either you get surrounded and killed because you just can't fend off
get
the
overwhelmed.
hordes, the waves, or you last 30 minutes and you beat the level.
Huh? 30 minutes. That's a big ask.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And this
cool.
game
I mean,
sucked 15 hours plus of my life away.
Wow.
And it
Just
is
like a real vampire.
it is amazing. This is game of the year
You know what it kind
2021.
of reminds me of? You remember Devil Daggers?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of the
Very
game
simple.
loop sort of. Except yeah, Devil Daggers you don't really ever like level up or anything, but
You
it's
have a
that whole
shotgun
like
and the
you
regular
just
gun
keep going until
until you can't
until you
anymore.
die. Yeah.
It's kind of like that, except for yeah, exactly like that. But the enemies kind of have a distinct. So that it's a time. The level's 30 minutes long, and so at this point in time is when it's going to start sending these enemies to you. And so if you're not prepared to deal with them, then you just die, and that your run is over. And then when you get back out into the menu, you can then buy power ups to kind of like the roguelike progression. You know, you can buy like extra damage or whatever. You get these power ups that kind of will make every run a little bit better. Y'all should watch videos of this game, realize like I don't know what this means. This is crazy. And then B, just spend $3 and just freaking play it. Like I've gotten so many people into this game that it's absolutely incredible.
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors.
Okay.
It's a dude who used to like run. So this guy just like ran video game communities. He just kind of like was a thing, and then he kind of got out of the
Until he
business.
got
and
overwhelmed by all the people joining the community.
he wanted to like build a community and have his friends hang out and play this game with him, and so he like just made this game on a whim, put it on Steam in early access, and it went out quietly in December, and like 10 people were playing. It was like just very, nobody, just like you said, like they release X amount of games on Steam every day. This was one of those games that nobody
like 300.
knows, right?
It comes out to about 300 games a day are released on Steam. Which
Yeah.
we can get into it in a little while, but yeah.
And so then in January, some streamer came across it and played it and was like, "Holy shit, this game's amazing!" And suddenly, the very next day, there was 1,000 people playing the game, and it blew up to where last week it peaked at like 30,000 people playing this game. This $3 game on Steam, and it's something else, man. You got to watch video of it. You got to try it out. It's $3, 100% worth $20. And it's in early access. They're adding, so there's different characters. There's like, I don't know, a dozen different weapons. There's a dozen different accessories. There's 8 different characters you can play of, each with their own different stats. And you have your speed and your health and your regen and your armor. You have all these different stats, and every character is different. And every single run that you do is different because as you level up, it's going to give you a choice of 3 options to pick from. And so eventually you cap out at having 8 weapons and 8 accessories, but by the end of the round, if you last through the 30 minutes, you have 8 weapons just constantly just going off, and everything's just exploding on screen. There's damage numbers everywhere. It's insane. There's just enemies surrounding you, and you're just collecting all this XP and leveling up. And
this sounds kind of like a top-down equivalent of like a clicker kind of game, like
exactly, except for you do have a little bit of control, so you do have to move around and dodge and get out of the way, because eventually it starts sending you enemies that don't die in like one hit, right?
Yeah.
So you have to move around, and enemies have different patterns and different ways you kind of have to deal with them and stuff like that. And you get chests, and the chest animation when you open the chest is absolutely incredible. Like it's just like this game that just thrives on giving you positive feedback for 30-minute bursts or until you die, and it is an absolute delight.
There could be some therapeutic applications to that sort of thing. Like they need to be given that into like I don't know, like hospitals and stuff to people who are.
This game, so it's a game that I like have up in the background because it can run like with everything else on my computer, right? So like I'll be playing Final Fantasy and I'll be queuing for a dungeon, and then I'll play Vampire Survivors while I wait for the queue to pop, and then and so many times I was so into Vampire Survivors that the queue popped and I missed it. I just didn't join the dungeon.
That's funny.
Right?
I'm watching some streaming of it right now, and it looks like it moves a little bit slower than I had anticipated. Like everything on the screen just moves a little bit slower than I thought.
There is a hyper mode, and by the end of the game, dude, it is.
I mean, she's like a minute and 20 seconds in, and it's already getting hectic.
Oh, yeah, minute 20 is like you wait until 25 minutes when you start sending. Like there's like, legally distinct Castlevania Frankenstein. There's legally distinct Castlevania Mummy. Like all the enemies are there,
All,
and they show
all
up.
that stuff when Castlevania used it, it was already legally distinct. So,
Yeah.
I don't think we have
Well,
to-
these look exactly like it. It's very much like there's a character you can play as that looks like Alucard, right? There's
Yeah.
there's all this stuff, and yeah, it's $3. Everybody should buy and play this game right
Okay.
now. I will tell you, on Steam, there are 36,000 people playing this on Steam right now. 46,000 peaked today. This is like number 15 on the most played game on Steam right now. It's
How about
beating
that?
out Rainbow Six Siege, Final Fantasy 14.
I think I've got like $4 in my Steam wallet. I bet I could do it.
Oh, dude, buy it like
I'm-
right
okay.
now and play it while we're
'Kay.
recording this.
I tell you
Can't
what.
open Steam. I'm on a podcast. I can't open.
Yeah, it's
Steam right now.
Dale is his hands are tied.
I'll tell you what. We will do a giveaway, and I will buy this game for somebody
Okay.
that doesn't want to spend $3 on it, and we will do this, and I don't know how we'll do it.
Do it by like YouTube comments or something.
Make a comment on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah, on this. So find this thing, find our YouTube stream of this podcast, and leave a comment about something you heard on the episode, and mention that you want Vampire Survivors. And
Okay.
I will give it away to somebody for $3. It's 100% worth $20.
And now you got to be. Are you gonna do it by like random draw? Like just in case somebody does, like in case we have 2 people who do this, how are you gonna do it by random
I
draw?
will flip a coin. If
Flip a
it's only
coin. Okay, all right. So one person. So if you
Random draw.
comment on this video episode and mention something you heard in the podcast, then you are entered into a random draw to get a copy of
Don't mention
Vampire
something.
Survivors.
Make a comment on the episode, and then mention that you want the game.
Okay, whatever he said, do that.
I can't believe this game is 36,000 people are playing this game
Okay.
right now.
I will see your incredibly cheap, high concept, cool sounding idea that is actually better than it seems like it would be, and
Dude, it's so good.
I will raise you. Actually, we talked about this on the podcast like 4 weeks ago, something like a month ago, something like that, and we joked about it. And I said I'm just gonna get this, and I did, and I played it. So the game I'm bringing this week is called Trash Quest. Trash Quest, which was on our
Is this a Steam? Was
this
Steam
this
or,
was on
Switch
this
game?
was on Switch. And we
Oh,
I think it was
Stupid Raccoon
yeah,
game.
yeah, that's right. So I'm like, well, this better be about a raccoon.
Super Meat Boy
And it
platform.
was. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And it's also a Metroidvania game. And it's
fun.
really yeah, so it's almost, it looks like something that would be like on an Amiga or like a, you know, like an old stuff. Like the graphics are very simple, very blocky. You know, you can kind of see through certain elements and stuff. It's just kind of a very low production value kind of game, but it's about a raccoon in outer space who has a jetpack, and he stows aboard some kind of like space freighter, and he's just looking for the trash bin. That's the plot of the game. And you start out
Like it so
yeah,
far.
and you can play this whole thing in like 3 hours, or it actually has a built-in speedrun mode, so you can play it even faster than that. And you have like 2 buttons. You have jump and shoot. I think those are the 2 buttons. And basically, as you go through this, it is speed running. It's Metroidvania-ish in the way that, you know, you get a double jump or whatever with your jetpack. But also it is, like Legrand says, sort of Super Meat Boy-esque. Like it's, you know, there's razor blades and spikes and bad guys and things like that. And there are little boss battles that you can get into. But the game is kind of genius in the sense that anytime you die, it sets you back to your beginning little garbage bin. So the raccoon starts out in like a trash can, and I guess it's not good enough for him anymore. So he's trying to get to the, you know, the trash compactor or whatever. But as you play the game, you find that everything is within a few screens in one of like the 8 directions, you know, up, down, or diagonal or whatever. You basically everything is built in such a way that becomes kind of a little hub room for you, and then everything that you do sort of orbits around that little area. So you never really have to worry too much about getting lost. It's not like expansive Super Metroid, you know, worlds or different ecosystems or anything like that. It's literally just, you know, you have a jetpack now, so you can double jump. So that means, oh, you can get up to this. And there's a little auto map thing that actually works really well. And you sort of have a good idea of where you're going to be going at any given time. And I just sat down and played it, and I'm like, huh, this is all right. Like the controls are responsive. There's not any really difficult concept to get into. You know, you get a gun, you can shoot bad guys with it. There are optional little areas that you can go. So from a speedrunner standpoint, you can play this game without really getting too many of the upgrades. I mean, there are gun upgrades that let you shoot better or whatever, but it's going to take time to go and get those. But they're typically just like little extra, like Guacamelee would do this too, where it's like if you want this piece of luchador mask or whatever, you've got to do like this extra weird difficult room or whatever, and so this will do that too. But the music is cute, and the raccoon is like a good little protagonist. I love a raccoon game, and it was like $3.
You love a raccoon.
I
game.
love a
That was
raccoon
in-
game.
You get into like raccoon likes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Raccoon likes, if you have your inclusive raccoon protagonist, all of that. Sly Cooper, and Trash Quest. You know, those are those are the games.
Also, Donut County. Or
Yeah,
whatever
Donut
it's called.
County. That's right. BK.
I like that game. That's good.
That's right, and that is a really
good
good
one.
game. And that's another one you can play in like 3 or 4 hours. So like short raccoon games are what I'm all about, basically. So Trash Quest is on many different platforms. You can go play it on Nintendo Switch. It's probably still on sale somewhere. It's inexpensive, and there is one point at which I found like a game-stopping bug, and nobody ever like fixed it for me, but I kind of got out of it somehow. I don't know if that's normal. Maybe that was just me. But they made a place that was too high to jump out of. Like even with the double jump, you couldn't get out of it. And literally.
That's what happens. That's what happens to raccoons. They get stuck in dumpsters. all
That's
the
right.
time.
And then you look in there, and they're like all upside down, stuck in garbage, and I
It's
don't
just
know.
part of like raccoons. That's just what they have to do.
So I bought it sort of as a joke purchase, but I ended up actually really enjoying it, and I would recommend that if you're into Metroid style
chose you.
games, or yeah, I know, I know, I've been humiliated here on public internet. So anyhow, Trash Quest is available. It's out there. It's about raccoons getting garbage, so you should get that too.
All right.
All right. Well, I got a game that I've been playing. This is one that I actually heard about, I don't know, a few years ago. And I think I heard about it probably from like Jonathan Blow on Twitter, or maybe, I don't know, somebody else. It is a very, very difficult puzzle game, and it's called Steven's Sausage Roll. And when this game first came out, I didn't buy it because it was like $30 or something. I was like, that's still a little bit high. And I had it on my wish list forever, right? And finally, it came around on the Steam sale a few weeks ago, and it was like 90% off. So I was like, okay,
Whoa.
Like
finally.
$3.
Yeah, it's finally time to jump on this. And I gotta tell you, I'm glad that I only spent like $3 on this because
It seems like it would be a lot of money to pay to just get really frustrated and upset with yourself.
yeah, but you know, I think that it was priced that way for that reason, because I think it was
And nobody
basically
would find it and
priced.
playing it otherwise because it was
Yeah,
too hard.
nobody would buy it and complain. Basically, is kind of like the idea. That like, I mean, I'm not sure who made this game exactly, but it definitely comes out of that whole scene of a little bit like auteurish sort of game producers. And I could totally see like them setting the price high just so that they knew that the people that were buying it knew what they were getting into, right? Like they would know. It's not something they just saw and like, oh, I'd try that out. It's like something that they know because they're like part of a circle of people that appreciate these like mega hard puzzle games, right? And so what this is, it's a puzzle about maneuvering sausages over
Go on.
Another one of these
Imagine,
high concept games.
Imagine you're on like a sort of like Minecrafty looking aesthetic landscape, you know, but then you step on a tile, and you're like half of the world sort of falls away, so that you're on this sort of like tropical island that's, you know, only a few squares wide, and some of the squares on the ground, or some of the squares are live grill squares, and they're these giant sausages, and you're a little guy with like a
Big
it's like
heart.
it's like a spit, you know, like a spit like you would roast meat on, you know. But it's like one of those. It's like a rotisserie spit. It's kind of like what it is, right? And you use your rotisserie spit to basically just push the sausages along. The sausages are like twice as big as you are, right? Like your character takes up one square, the spit in front of him takes up another square. The sausages each take up 2 squares. And so you're pushing these sausages, and you push them over the grill squares to, you know, cook that part of the sausage. And then if you roll the sausage one square, it rolls 180 degrees so that you can then get the other side of it. You flip the sausage like you do on a grill, right?
Uh-huh.
And wow, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Ambush.
I did. He's
No.
this is Rorschach.
Is that the new kitty?
Yeah, he's the young prince of the house. He thinks he can do anything he wants.
Oh, clearly.
Well, yeah.
It worked out.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
This is
Um,
bonus content for the video viewers.
back to roasting sausages. If you screw up your maneuvering and you double roast one side of the sausage, that's it. You got to restart the whole level because you're not gonna. The trick is to evenly roast both sides of all the sausages on the level by maneuvering your little guy and maneuvering the sausages in such a way that it becomes possible. And it's very difficult because the little arenas that you're in are very small and tight. And just maneuvering your guy around is really cumbersome because if he won't simply move in the direction that you press. More likely than not, if you're facing one way, say you're facing up, right? If you press left or right, he's not going to move left or right. He's going to rotate 90 degrees in that direction, bringing the spit with him in front of him. So if you can kind of visualize what's going on, say there's a sausage there and it's facing, it's aligned like sort of east-west, right? And you're standing on the western side of the sausage with the spit facing up. Now, if you press right on the D-pad, your guy's going to rotate from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock with the spit. That's going to cause the sausage to roll over one square down from where it was before. So
I feel like I would not enjoy this even a little bit.
yeah, that's the thing. It's when you first start it, you're like in a little like hub world, right? And then you walk around and there are these kind of like ghosts of your character sprite. And if you like line yourself up with the ghost, then some of the world drops away and you're playing with a couple of sausages on like some of the ground where you were previously standing, and then you're maneuvering the sausages and stuff. And so when you first begin, you're in an area where there's about like maybe 10 different levels that you can access. And I've managed to finish 5 of those like initial, set of 10 or whatever it is.
And so there's
very tricky.
there's one solution, right? Like you've got to do it the right way. Is that accurate? Or
know.
really?
I don't know if there's one solution. I don't know if there's multiple solutions. You would think there might be multiple solutions, but the areas, the levels are so restrictive. There might actually only be one way to do it.
Yeah.
Right. The good news is that you can undo moves. You can completely reset to the original state of a level, or you can undo your moves one by one. So in that regard, it's user friendly to use, but this is like one of those puzzles that you kind of like look at and it just does not compute, So you got to get in there and start messing around with stuff, like you would like a blacksmith's puzzle or like a Rubik's cube or something. If you don't know what you're doing.
You just start banging on things and see what happens.
Yeah, you just get in there and start like messing around with it, and then maybe sooner or later you're like, well, it's not going to work if I do this. It doesn't work if I do that, and then it's like process of elimination. Sometimes you might be able to kind of come up with a way to do it.
So does it give you a good progression or anything? Like, does it help you or teach you?
No,
or
it doesn't help
no.
No.
I'm glad you played this
No.
because this seems like is what he was playing when he was developing The Witness. It seems like this was.
You may be right. I remember him playing the game 1001 Spikes a whole lot as well.
There's a certain personality that I don't have it.
That's one that I want to try out just because it looks kind of like Spelunky in a weird sort of way. But I've yet to try that one either. But Steven's Sausage Roll. It's a weird little game. Super difficult, but or maybe it's just me. Maybe it's like one of those like personality type things. Like some people can look at it and go, "Oh, I get this. I do this every day. I love this type of game."
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not more frustrating than regular life. I guess I'll give it that.
But it is a game. It looks to me like you'd have to be a genius to be able to design these puzzles.
I wonder how they do it. Like they've got to work backwards from it somehow or something. Like
Yeah.
You know, if you,
Right. I mean, I don't know. I guess.
it's like reverse carving a statue. Like there would only be one way, but if you uncarve the statue, then you know what the right answer is going to be or something. You know, I
Take
don't
a
know.
statue, add a bunch of clay.
Yeah,
onto
like make it into a perfect cube.
a perfect block.
Yeah, and then you know there's only one answer. Now get to that somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, I always heard people talk about Steven's Sausage World, but never.
Did you really?
I mean, Jonathan Blow, and then people were talking
heard
about it
nobody
at the
talk about
time. I mean, you're the
Yeah,
first
I mean,
person to talk to me about it, but
as far as I know, I'm the first person that's ever played it, other than other than.
I
Jonathan
feel
Blow.
like other people, when he was talking about it, other people were like yeah.
Actually, I went to the Steam because I have it on Steam, so I was like looking at like the user reviews, and a lot of people were saying like, this is my favorite puzzle game.
Really?
I think it's one of those things that probably clicks with like a very specific.
Like if you have a little bit of
Or-
Asperger's syndrome.
Yeah, maybe.
Legrand, what is the stats on Steven's Sausage Roll? Who is how many people concurrently playing?
12 people.
12
12
people.
people.
There are dozens of us. Dozens.
It's not in the top 100. I don't know.
I'll tell you what it doesn't have. It doesn't have the like export GIF when you beat a level feature that I love so much from, Opus Magnum and
I mean, well, then you would like be.
Shenzhen IO and whatever else.
Yeah, but you
Space-
couldn't do that because then it would show you the solution. Like you can show the completed machines in those things
Yeah,
because
yeah,
then
totally.
yeah. Wow, great job,
Steven's
Dale.
Sausage
Taking
Roll,
taking it for
It's
us.
one of those things that like I will kind of like continue to look at from afar and be like,
You can appreciate it from a distance.
maybe one day,
Yeah,
maybe one day it'll click.
maybe no.
Yeah. No, Legrand, we're not hearing you again.
8 players currently playing Steven's Sausage Roll.
Those 8 people, but Godspeed, you beautiful freaks.
Average players, 8 players.
8. Yeah.
It's the same 8 people. They've been playing it for 10 years.
It's
They're
funny because,
trapped
like,
there.
If you buy a pack of sausages, there's
Oh,
always
weird!
8
It
sausages.
actually went up. It went up by 1 this month.
Dale's
wow,
Dale
great.
start. That's Dale. That's
Oh
Dale.
god, it is Dale.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Cool, man. Well, I've got some new releases. We got these courtesy of tech-gaming.com. Not a lot going on. There's some stuff coming up though next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Uncharted: The Legacy of Thieves collection. This is the remastered, 4K, 60 frames per second for the latest, the current gen consoles of Uncharted 4, as well as Uncharted
1, 2, 3?
Girls Only Edition. What's that game called?
Oh.
Lost Legacy.
Lost Legacy. That's right. So
Yeah.
Lost Legacy, Uncharted 4. They already released the Uncharted 1, 2, 3.
I feel like there was something they were doing where they're like, oh, when we update this, you're gonna get it if you already have it or something. So I wonder if there's some benefit. That
Oh,
we-
really? I have.
Maybe
I have
not.
the-
I don't know.
I have the PS4 versions
Yeah.
on disc somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, so by all accounts, I believe. I mean, Uncharted 4 was an amazing game, an amazing looking game. So I could imagine that game in 4K, 60 frames per second would be pretty awesome.
I gotta play those.
You should play those. You should play Uncharted 4.
3, 4,
And
and
one.
Lost Legacy. I played 1 and 2, and then
Oh, cool.
I stopped.
Well, 4 is incredible.
Yeah.
Also, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Arceus?
I don't know, man. They said Pokemon, and it was a
Arceus.
$60 release on Switch, and I was like, yo, this must be something. So I put it on the
No.
list.
Hey, on a side note though, they released another trailer for Pal World, the one where it's all the Pokemon with the machine guns and stuff. I want into that. Like they show like in the new trailer they've like slave labored all these little Pokemon and they're making them build machine guns on an assembly line.
Cool.
I want to get into that world and see what's going on. Like that sounds like it's pretty wild.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got a couple games here on radgametitles.com. Circus Pocus.
Now, didn't we have Hocus 2 last week or something like that?
Yeah.
And now we have Circus Pocus. Like, what is wrong with
I
the
don't know,
traditional
man.
formulation?
Also, Treasure Hunter Man 2. Sequel. So good.
That's
man.
a Treasure Hunter Man 1.
The thing is, yeah, the demand.
we're
Was so
we're gonna get
high.
the Legacy of Treasure Hunter Man Legacy of Thieves collection. This is the counter programming version. No, you can't. You don't want. No Sony console. Play Treasure Hunter Man.
Treasure Hunter Man.
Oh,
Legally distinct.
legally distinct.
Nathan Drake.
Legally distinct Tomb Raider. Oh.
All right. Let's see. Hitman 3 trilogies on Xbox Game Pass. I don't know why that's just on here, but that's the thing.
You know, now
Yeah.
that they're making everybody mad, they want to do it on many different platforms.
Yeah.
I saw that they were like something they were doing. Dale, maybe do you know about this? The Hitman 3 thing? Like they were like, "Oh, we're so sorry about something because everybody's mad at us. Here, have some freebie things."
I think
No.
they were mad because it was on Epic Game Store first.
They were mad because they put it on Steam and they were charging full price for it after having been on Epic for like a year and a half, and
Oh.
people had expected it to be lower price. That's what the outrage was for. I believe.
Well, now it's on Game Pass, so now it's $0. So
Yeah,
eat
go
that,
freaking
Steam
play it.
people.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, hey man, everything on Game Pass is $0. if you don't
$0.
Figure in your subscription.
Yeah, if I just imagine, if I think hard enough about it, it's $0.
That's right.
Magical thinking.
PlayStation Plus this month we've got, or next month, Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. Don't care. UFC 4 also don't care.
That's like 2 years old. Ew.
Planet Coaster on PS5 though.
You know what? I wonder if the Jeremy Supreme could make its way over from the Steam Games Workshop.
You could probably recreate it.
I bet I can make it again.
But they don't have workshop support on the PS5.
Do they not? They don't have. I bet they've got like a unified login or something. This is the Frontier Games people. Like they're forward thinking.
This is Steam Workshop though. This is not unified login workshop. This is Steam.
All right, I'm gonna make a new Jeremy Supreme. It's gonna happen. Play it PS5.
Xbox games with gold this month. Next month we've got Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse, which also belongs on dumbgametitles.com. Aerial Knights Never Yield. Hydrophobia and Band of Bugs. So get them while they're hot, I guess.
Get them while they're tepid from 10 years ago.
Also, Hello Games, No Man's Sky creator Hello Games has released updates to Joe Danger and Joe Danger 2, and apparently they're all free to play on iOS. And there's a story behind this. Jeremy, what's
Yeah, so a guy wrote, like, you know how on iOS games eventually age out of compatibility, which is the stupidest system I've ever heard of. But
You do that on Windows too.
not to the same extent as this. Like this is like
Not so much
buying
anymore.
buy a new phone every couple of years because otherwise all your stuff's gonna stop working. But a guy who's had an autistic son, it was his favorite game, and it would sort of keep him, you know, kind of occupied, and he wouldn't fascinate on kind of other things that would cause problems. And so he wrote a little email to Hello Games and said, "Hey, is there any way you guys could update this?" And so Sean Murray, is that his name? Sean Murray from Hello Games. Was like, yeah, let's do that. And so they updated Joe Danger with like all these updated graphics, and they, like apparently they've been working on for you know, and while they're putzing, I mean, they're still releasing all that stuff for No Man's Sky, and it's like this amazing content, and they just decided like we're gonna update Joe Danger, and they did it. And he said, you know, it's because this guy wrote to us. Because you know Joe Danger was his autistic son's favorite game, so
those guys must have really made a bundle off of No Man's Sky.
they're just
They're
do
continuing
whatever.
to
they're
make
just
fun.
having fun now. They're just like, you know, we're just gonna do some stuff.
Maybe they invested it all and they're making enough returns to keep paying everybody. And I don't know. Maybe that's how they're making their
Yeah.
living now.
Well,
Maybe they are actually Star Citizen. Like you go in a back room, and they are actually Cloud Imperium Games as well. So
Wow.
they're just raking in all that Star Citizen money. But
Star
it's actually
Citizen,
going to-
yeah, Cloud
it's
Imperium
funding-
buys Hello Games and rebrands.
and then do
rebrands
nothing
No Man's Sky to
ever.
Star Citizen.
They release zero. They do nothing.
that was my prediction.
that's-
Either
yeah,
they
that's
get
true.
A release date or a cancellation. That's my prediction.
That's true. You did say that. Well, we got some news this week, guys, and we're going to do this in kind of a quick order because we've got maybe some things that we're going to be talking about here. But the first thing is one that Dale brought, which is I don't know if I should just go ahead and say it, but newsflash, everybody, there are too many games for humanity to actually play them all. Dale?
Yeah, so this came up the other day. There's an independent developer guy. His company's called Spiderweb Software. The guy's name is Jeff Vogel. He's been doing PC RPGs.
Yeah, they're
for
the
like
guys that do. What's that?
years
What's
and
that
years
one
and
they do? It's like our
Avedon.
Avedon. That's the one.
That's one. They've got like several. Gene Forge is like another one of those series. They got a bunch, right? I think he probably puts out one like every year, 2 years or something. Anyway, he was looking at some information published by Video Game Insights, is a site, I guess, and they were saying that in 2021, there were nearly 12,000 games released on Steam, right? In 2020, there were about 10,000. And then previous years they were like 8,000 games a year released on Steam. And if you do the math, it comes out to something like around 300 games a day are released on Steam. And um, his initial comment was kind of like, just this is a whole lot of people making things that nobody really wants, right? Just and at what point is this just a waste of everyone's time and effort, right?
Yeah.
I have
and-
a thought. Go ahead.
well, yeah, and that was basically it. Like, and then there was blood in the water, right? And like,
Yeah.
and then everybody came out of the woodwork to respond this way and that way and the other thing. But I think it's an interesting thought. You know, what do you think?
I think that imagine this, like all the people who spend so much time watching like professional sports, or college sports. Like imagine if every one of those people, as maybe they're still watching the sports, I don't know, but they would invent their own sports game as they're watching the sport. And maybe they would come up with something that somebody else would think is cool. And maybe they would come up with stuff that nobody would ever see or play or whatever, but at least they're putting creative energy into that thing and not only consuming mindlessly, you know? Like, I think there's something to say for people who are, and I'm sure there are probably some untoward, sort of worst intentions shops, like releasing crappy, asset rebrands or whatever, but I think that there is still some critical mass of value that's being created, even if it is not evident in every single one of those.
Let's just say this: the Vampire Survivors was just a dude who wanted to make a thing just for the hell. He had no grand plans of he had a day job, right? And now he's like, well, shit, I got to quit my day job because everyone wants to see updates to this game. But that was not his intention moving forward. He just was a creator and wanted to make a thing for him and his friends to play. It's kind of like the Wordle guy. Like the Wordle guy made this word game for his wife because she liked word games, and now everyone's all about it. It's like there's certain types of people that just like to create and don't, they like to, make things and see people use those things. Like it's interesting because I'm a software engineer, so I work on software. And when I walk into a Comic-Con and I realize like everyone's in this room because I sold them a ticket through my product, like that feels good. There's something about that feeling and of creating something rather than just being the consumer, like a mindless consuming.
I think the more interesting discussion, and I think we've had this before, and I think it is not solved, and it's not getting better, is discoverability. Like, if everybody is sitting at home watching Monday Night Football, creating amazing new alternative sports games, but nobody ever finds out about it, it doesn't, then maybe there's, not as much that you can do with it. But
That's the old, if a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it.
yeah, if you can't monetize it, does it really exist?
Yeah. Did you actually make it?
Did it actually? Yeah. So, but I really think that the fact that there is a cottage in the Elder Scrolls Online sense of the word, a cottage castle industry of people making content, like, all right, I think that's fine. I think that's all right.
Sure. I mean, it is crazy, but how many of those games are shovelware mindlessly churned out by?
Yeah,
whoever,
I think that too. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, there's a million whatevers," and I'm like, "Do you know that for sure? Like, do we? Is this?" And maybe it's true, but I don't know. Functionally, the only stuff that exists is what loads up when I open Steam, and other than that, whatever, or something that's 90% off. That's the stuff I'll look at, I guess. So there's that. Too many games for humanity. If, listeners, viewers, if you have any comments about that, let us know. Quick little
Games.
couple of quick blurbs here. Sega finally getting out of arcade games forever. Sega is officially ending its arcade center business, which they've been in for more than 50 years.
Right? This is it's at the end of an era.
Yeah, this is kind of a big thing historically. And the chairman of Genda, I guess, I don't know if it's Genda or Genda. Dale, what's the... Genda. So Genda Inc. is basically going to be taking over ownership of this stuff. Sega stores across the country will be switching their store names to Gigo to express our gratitude for Sega's 56 years of history and our desire to be an oasis that quenches people's thirst for real entertainment. Which that also sounds like a Pepsi ad as well. It quenches people's thirst for entertainment. I guess the Sega machines though are still going to exist, so they're not getting out of games in arcades. They're just getting out of running the arcades themselves. But Sega, if you guys know, we've talked about this on the podcast before. Sega originally got into the business of being Sega by fixing. They were a repair shop in like Hawaii or something like that for military. Like arcades on military bases and stuff like that. It stood for service games, which is they would basically service games, and so they're kind of moving on from that, I guess. And now they're just going to make movies about hedgehogs kissing real life ladies. I suppose that's that's where the future of entertainment is.
They're still making games, just not running arcades.
Yeah, just not the games we want to play. No, I mean, no. That's why they're buying Creative Assembly and stuff like that, so that somebody's making games.
They have their Yakuza studio.
Yeah, exactly. They buy other studios that will make the games that we want to play. Valve has announced a feature that is, I think, specifically for the Steam Deck, but it's kind of cool because it does the Valve and Steam has been experimenting in the last couple 3 years with streaming things. Like they've incorporated a share play feature, sort of like Sony has. They've done with their Steam Link and Steam software, those sorts of things. The ability to stream your software from one place to another. Well, now they've got something that they're launching called Dynamic Cloud Sync, which is being added as a part of a series of updates for Steam Deck in particular, but anybody can use this thing.
Is cool.
Yeah. So the idea...
it's like consoles have this, basically.
Yeah, it's basically like a suspend function that allows you to... So, because the Steam Deck isn't a new operating system, really. It's basically just I guess it's a Linux-based thing that just runs Steam games. And so the functions that Steam has, that's what the Steam Deck can do. But in the same way that PlayStation 5s and Xboxes and even Switches, you can sort of go into a suspend state. That's not typically something that a PC will do exactly. PC. Yeah, they don't do that sort of thing. So basically, that's what it is. So you can sort of cloud sync the game state that you're in right now, and then transfer that. Or you can either boot it back up because it's basically resyncing the game state, or you can actually transfer that from your Steam Deck to your desktop or whatever it is that you want to play on. So it's kind of neat, and it sort of ups the ante a little bit in functionality because currently, I can't suspend one PS5 and go into my other PS5, because I live in a home where I have two PS5s. You can't do that currently, but that's actually like a really neat little thing is that you can transfer that suspend state from one place to another, and I think that's awesome. So that's a feature that I would use it if I had some use case for it. It's kind of neat.
I would use it if I had a use case for it.
I mean, I can.
Reason to have a thing.
I will produce a use case for this thing.
That sounds like a great thing to have if I actually needed it.
Yeah. No, I like it. I actually do. I do really think it's kind of a very forward-looking.
It is cool technology, regardless.
Yeah.
I think that I heard at some point that, like, they wanted to put that into PCs somehow, like some sort of something like that, like. The question was like, why are consoles able to do this, but PCs can't?
Well, and they sort of can. I mean, I guess technically GeForce Now, because you know how Xbox will do this too. If you're using the Xbox Stream and your controller desyncs or whatever, it immediately pauses the game, and whatever time it takes you to go back to it, you're just basically resumed where you were. So it kind of does that, and GeForce Now kind of will do that as well. So, well, it won't pause it, I guess, but it'll just keep running because it's running on some computer somewhere, essentially. So when you reconnect, it's you don't lose your game, but also
that same machine that was running
exactly.
Game
So
before.
there are sort of like hints of this, but I think a real formalized program for it is really cool. And amid all of this, because I think that probably qualifies in some way, shape, or form as metaverse. We're all talking about the metaverse these days. Ken Kutaragi, though, will have none of it. The father of the PlayStation, he says that you guys and you kids and all of your technobabble, he says it's too far, too much. Nobody wants this. Headsets.
There's been a lot of technobabble lately.
There has been, and Ken Kutaragi is keeping it real. He says you're going to get 2 jobs to maintain your physical consoles. You're going to do that, but no VR headsets. No, actually, I do kind of respect some of these.
Wait, is he not with Sony anymore, or what?
Well, he was like retired. They put him in the Japanese sense of the word. They like retired him
Okay, yeah, because it
into a.
wouldn't be like somebody who's part of the company to come out against VR after they've just announced
Yeah,
PlayStation
Right.
VR 2,
a
right?
pirate signal has come from the depths of Sony headquarters, and Ken Kutaragi is holding court. But anyway, he says that all of this metaverse stuff and all of this, Matrix baloney, he's like, no, none of this. Kutaragi says that staying rooted in the real world is very important and doesn't understand why somebody would want to jack into an artificial reality. You would rather be a polished avatar instead of your real
Well,
self, he
when
says.
you're Ken Kutaragi and you have cajillions of dollars, you can't imagine anything.
He's just this is it. This is like Ready Player One in real world, and Ken Kutaragi is Io or whoever those guys were. He just no. He says that He says that it's essentially no different from being plugged into anonymous message board sites. Headsets isolate you from the real world, and I can't agree with that. Headsets are simply annoying. He says, and
No doubt about that.
he's on to something there. I think he's not just
Doesn't
up in
mean
the
that-
cloud.
I don't know, man. I mean, technology's only going to get better, and I think that somebody's going to crack the code of what metaverse means, really, and someone's going to get away with it.
I agree.
But,
Couple of other minor things here. Nintendo has hit a private YouTube soundtrack channel with over 300 copyright strikes. Actually, it's more than that. Is that 1,300? I missed a one there. 1,300 copyright blocks on this YouTube channel, which basically just uploads music, and it's strictly speaking not his music to upload. But Nintendo, has been.
There's also no other way to get it.
Yeah, that's true too. So Nintendo basically, this is Gilva Sunner. Has posted a tweet explaining that Nintendo had sent them and their channel 1,300 copyright blocks, and it's just really popular. It does things like Super Mario Land, Super Mario Galaxy, Yoshi's Island, Legend of Zelda, all of those things, and their videos have not been monetized. They don't profit off of them. YouTube probably profits off of them, is probably who's winning this, the money war there. Yet Nintendo has still decided to block hundreds of videos. We got this from Kotaku. Kotaku contacted Nintendo to ask them if they're planning on releasing any of its music on streaming services, and I'm sure that they're not going to respond to that. They would not deign to lower themselves to admit
I
to.
wouldn't respond to Kotaku either.
Yeah, I guess there is that. And then the last item I've got here is that a Minecraft fan project based on NFTs sold $1.2 million worth of blockchain tokens and then immediately deleted everything associated with it. This is you guys stop buying NFTs, guys. This is something called Blockverse. And basically they just had a whole bunch of those like Minecraft Steve avatar things, just with all sorts of different custom randomly generated things. And the Blockverse team released a statement
So
saying,
people thought it was like legit stuff.
I guess that
And it wasn't.
that's the thing. It was basically a private Minecraft server, kind of building up a lot of hype around something, and then probably
That's what they do. Is like you make a bunch of things. You make a Discord server. You start promoting the hell out of it, and make a Twitter account.
That's what they
and,
did.
We're going live on this date. Somebody went live. They bought a bunch of stuff, and then.
And then they said that, hey, we were suffering from, a lot of toxicity online, and, Blockverse was going to be a great project, guys, and we invested a whole bunch of time in it, guys, and, no, it just didn't happen. So this is just a little bit of a what would you call this? A cautionary tale, I suppose, to anybody who's listening about that, and yeah. So, just don't do NFTs, guys. First you go to hell and then you die, according to Super Mario Lou Albano. And then we wanted to take just a quick moment, since it is January, the very Ides of January it is, and we wanted to go through and just kind of talk about some games that we're looking forward to this year in 2022. It is going to be probably another weird year for games, but there are a few things that are already out there. I mean, we're already through to basically February at this point. The first one that I want to mention is Pal World. Like I said a little bit earlier, spoiled my surprise there. Pal World is one that I'm actually kind of interested in. I might be a little bit hyped, but not buy on Pal World though. I'll have to kind of wait and see where I'm at with that.
Hype, but not buy. We need to go back to that game.
Yeah, that hype but not buy was pretty good. But I think it depends. I think it was based on the new releases, and they're just not happening quite yet. Horizon Forbidden West. I get. Well, let's do a hype but not buy on that. Hype but not buy. For hype or buy.
I'm hype.
Hype.
I'm hype and probably buy.
Hype and probably buy.
Neither
Yeah.
hype nor buy.
Neither hype nor buy. No.
I want to play it really bad. How about that?
Yeah,
Does that
I
count?
can see that.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo 7 is scheduled in March.
Hype?
Hype.
No, I'm not buy.
Hype but not buy. Yeah, and
No
the
hype.
thing about Gran
I'm not
Turismo
even
also.
hype. I'm not even hype.
No?
Dude. Like no.
I'm hype.
I think I'm a little bit hype for Gran
I'm,
Turismo.
I'm not buy, but I'm.
Why
I'm
are
hype.
you hype for Grand?
I'm hype. Well, I'll tell you why I'm hyped for Gran Turismo. One
Just
is
like Gran Turismo.
yeah, exactly, Gran Turismo. Here's the only thing that I'm because I've got a racing wheel that's gonna.
When was the last time you played Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo Sport has VR and wheel support, and it's awesome.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
Okay.
I played.
That would be awesome.
It is awesome. Have you ever done that? Come over to my house. Let's play it.
I played Drive Club. That's the VR. My
Yeah.
VR driving experience.
Okay, it's as good as that. Yeah. The only thing about Gran Turismo is that they always release like Gran Turismo 7 Prologue or something like that, and then they release the real version 4 years later, and I'm not about that. I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
Like
Gosh,
80 pounds.
what else is on here? Anybody else have something that jumps out at them?
Dying Light 2.
Oh yeah, the parkour zombie
That
killing
comes
game.
out like next week.
Really?
Oh yeah. I got a buddy who's really excited for that.
Yeah, that's
Dying
cool.
Light 1 was really fun. I had a lot of fun playing that game. So I'm looking. I have some friends that are gonna get into it. This is like a hype and wait to buy.
Yeah, hype and wait
it,
for 90% off. Hype and wait for $3.
This is
if
weird. This is
If it looks
it's
good. and
Demon
it-
Ex Machina PC, but it's already out. For free on
Yeah,
Epic
it's
the other day.
yeah. You know what? You're hype and buy for $0. Dale, you did it.
Yeah,
You did it.
It's just weird. It's just weird that this. It's
hype
on this
and
list.
subscribe buy.
Hype
How
and
do we-
subscribe.
how do we
Hype,
base those?
hype and no buy. I actually queued that up when you were asking in the Discord if it was any good. They actually did release it on Epic Games Store, so now it's on GeForce Now. And so I loaded it up and fell asleep before the intro. I was really tired though. It's not. No, it's not the game's fault. It's mine. I'm so tired. So tired.
It's not the game's fault. It's actually a pretty good game. I can tell.
Yeah.
Where are you guys at on Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue for Switch?
I'm hype and to buy. Easy.
I'm hype and buy all the books to explain the lore.
Total
hype-
War Warhammer 3.
If it was not Warhammer, I would probably be more hype. But you know what? I would like to see them.
Destiny 2: The Witch Queen.
That I think I'm hyped for. I've been really wanting to get back into Destiny, and
Elden Ring, February 25th. Is that right?
that can't be right, is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's coming. It's
Is it?
soon. Yeah.
I guess I'm hype on that.
I'm anti-hype on that. I'm already tired of Elden
I'm
Ring.
also tired of that. I'm sorry. I can't be bothered to play those kind of. I want to, and then I get
didn't say
play
I was
them,
buying.
and
I
I
said-
last for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Hype and read the blog post postmortems.
Hype and hope that people actually like the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure people.
Hype and
I'm sure
ignore.
sure
Hype and
people
ignore.
will love
Hype and ignore.
it. Hype and ignore. I like that. Okay.
Hype and ignore. Starfield coming out November 11th. Yay, nay? What do we?
Yes. Hype.
Yes, hype and
yeah,
buy.
Hype. I'm hype and buy. On
Hype
that.
and buy. Hype and
Yeah.
buy.
Is God of War
Stalker
coming
2.
out?
Hype and
God of
buy.
War coming out this year?
God of War. Ooh, God of War. Now Stalker 2. Hold on. So let's do this in order here. Stalker 2. Nah. Yeah, I'm not really hyper buy.
No, I totally.
Really?
Did you see that trailer
No.
for Stalker 2?
I think Stalker as a series, I'm sort of like hype and wait for free on Epic Game Store.
Oh yeah.
Hype and,
Wait for
hype
Microsoft
and
to acquire
wait for-
publisher.
Yeah, hype and wait for Game Pass.
No. That's fair enough because it's been a long time since there was a Stalker game. This is not nowhere
Yeah.
even near the same.
You
dimension.
first person stuff in general. What was that one we were talking about at the beginning that you guys were interested in? It was
Halo?
yeah, Halo. No, yeah, no, I don't know. There was something else. There was something else I saw on here. What was it? Well, Legrand, what were you saying just a minute ago?
There's like a reboot of Saints Row.
Dying Light.
Dying? No, there was something you said though, and you and Dale. Diablo Immortal on iOS and Android. Hype and play for free.
Hype
I think
and
I
check
don't
it
play
out
Fallout
probably.
games.
Dale.
Probably. How about not hype but check out?
Hype and check out. Not hype.
I
Not
don't
hype, but
think even a new Diablo is not gonna make me play a game on my phone. There's
no. Wow.
very few things that I've played on the phone and stuck with at all. So
Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3? No.
hype,
No,
No.
hyped up.
that already came out.
No,
Uh,
it didn't.
No,
No.
it's on its
Oh.
way still.
It's been long awaited.
Dune, Spice War. Oh, God of War is what you said, Legrand. God of War is what you
Yeah.
were
Oh,
saying.
yeah, God
I think I might be hype and buy on that. I think in a fit of I'll have to turn off all of my, my what do you call it? Your self-guided. I'll just have to shut down my reason. Yeah, my willpower for a minute and just buy that in a fit of $70 whatever. But I think I will. I think I will. God of War. God of War from the very beginning. It's been one of my favorite series. So I think
Chocobo GP. Anybody?
God of War and Horizon Forbidden West. If it comes out and it's got good reviews, I will buy it.
buy it right up. Chocobo Racing. Nah, probably not. Probably
not
not.
buy? Don't buy?
Probably not
Okay.
too hype. Probably I'm like, I'll give it the nod that I'm glad that it exists. Homeworld 3, hype and probably not end up buying, but I'd be interested in it. Like
Hype, but wait for Steam
hype,
sale.
hype, but wait for the first sale. Yeah, hype, but wait for $40, maybe
Wait for
something like that.
the 5th sale when it's down to like 10.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm not urgent to play just about anything, so
I still haven't finished Homeworld 1 and 2. So
yeah.
There are so many games. What about-
There's
what
more
about
games than
Destiny
humans
2?
can play. Destiny 2,
Destiny
yeah. Like,
2
well, like I was
is
saying,
updated,
I want to get back into Destiny,
The
so
Witch
maybe
Queen. I think that's
yeah.
the new
Witch Queen,
expansion
yeah.
or something.
I would like to. Ooh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Ninja Turtles game. 4-player co-op. We should do a game club on that. No? Oh, you
Yeah, we're gonna have
guys.
some deep discussion on Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Is that what we're gonna do?
I would. I'd talk
Okay,
about Ninja
okay,
Turtles.
I'll-
I mean,
I'll
it's a
join you
sequel
with
to
that.
it's a sequel to that like the arcade game. It's
oh,
the
wow, Dying Light is like next week. No, this
That's what I
week.
said.
Yeah, that's-
dude, it's coming out.
you guys. Oh gosh. I don't know. I think as far as hype, I mean, I think those are the things I'm sort of looking forward to. Other than that,
What about the new Dead
Splatoon.
Space? What about the new Crisis?
Dead Space. What are you talking about?
They were
Dead Space.
remaking Dead Space, I think.
Yeah,
Weren't
they're
they
remaking
remaking
Dead
the
Space
first
1.
one? I think I've already played Dead Space 1, so I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not super hyped.
I didn't play all the way through it though. I got like I don't know.
It's
halfway
good.
or
It's a good
something.
I beat
series.
the first two. I
Dead
beat the
Space
third
2 is
one.
real good. I also played Extraction, I think is what it was called. Dead Space Extraction on the Wii.
Oh, the move.
Was that the
The-
Wii one?
Wii game?
Yeah, the on rails. And I played the Move version, but yeah.
course.
Lord of the Rings Gollum? No. Probably not.
No.
No. That's one that it still kind of confuses me a little bit. I'm not sure how that thing got greenlit.
I
but-
think we're just grasping for something. There's no
I
reason
think
why.
so. Those are the games that we're interested in. Finally, guys, we're going to wrap this up with our news speed run. Start that music. Yeah. So there's been been a little bit of drama going on over at Raven Software as the QA department has a super majority, but only with their own department, 34 people forming a union.
In the next news item, Activision Blizzard refuses to recognize Raven's Call of Duty QA union.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Like, here's the thing.
Microsoft be the ones making that decision.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing, though. Out of their 10,000 employees, this is like 34 people, and I mean, it does make up the majority of the QA department, but it's kind of hard to unionize with like even one department, especially the QA
Not
department.
really.
Their whole,
They
their
can
whole,
unionize,
well, their
but
whole,
They might just all be fired.
yeah. We were gonna get
but,
some
they
scabs.
could do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Epic Game Store will keep giving away games in 2022.
Excellent.
I'll keep clicking on get.
This
I'll
this
keep redistributing that Fortnite money.
excellente. Ubisoft's Battle Royale game Hyperscape, which we did cover on this podcast. I did play it for a few minutes, but unfortunately nobody else did. It will shut down on April 28th.
Too many games for humanity.
Yep.
Go
Go for it, Legrand.
Yeah.
Tifa shows up in Italian Parliament.
heard
Apparently,
about
there
this.
was a video, like a Rule 34 porn
And-
vid
yeah,
of
explicit
Tifa.
video.
During
Anyway.
session in Italian
Yeah.
Parliament. I think it was some like malcontent. They were trying to make some sort of point or something, and like that's how they did it. And I don't know. I don't know if it made any points in Italian Parliament, but
Well, some other dude set up a video game streaming on an OG Game Boy and was streaming games such as GTA 5 and things to it.
this is pretty
I saw
impressive
this
to
story
see. This is pretty impressive
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, especially getting on that lime green screen. Right?
Yeah. Like I don't know how you wire something to just like accept the video input from some totally different thing, but they did it. They did it.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
Nice. Let's see here. Watch Dogs Legion will not get any more updates.
Didn't you play this and you thought it was good? I thought you
it's-
played it.
It was good. I wasn't really in the mood for that kind of game.
Does that mean it like wasn't like it didn't make them money or anything?
I guess not. I don't
Well, that's a
know.
super old game, right? Like when did it come out?
No.
A
Years ago?
year ago?
Year. I was a year before.
It was a launch game for PS5, I believe.
2020
It came out
game,
when
okay.
it came out like right around the same time that Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out.
I would say it's not. That's not really a surprise that it won't be getting more updates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Between
I mean, I thought it was fine. I couldn't get into it. I guess I didn't like really. I might played it for
Didn't
maybe
click?
I don't know 4 or 5 hours,
Hmm.
probably.
Well, it is a time of closings and a time of openings as Yakuza developers, including Nagoshi, let's see, what is this guy's first name? Toshihiro Nagoshi, are forming a new studio, which is called Nagoshi Studio. And this guy actually was with Sega and worked on the original Daytona USA and Super Monkey Ball and a lot of the Yakuza games. And
All of the Yakuza games.
yeah,
He's
he's
been-
like the guy. Yeah, he's the guy for that. And he has decided that this studio is going to make a lot of. I think I saw something somewhere, and I'm not seeing it in this article that I'm looking at, but they want to make big sort of games. So, yay for that.
Let's see here. The power of PC brings a shaved mod to God of War.
I love that. You know, this is more of a visual thing. Like you've got to see Kratos without any facial hair. Who you know
Pretty good.
he looks like he looks like
He started out with no
he
facial
looks
hair,
like
but they
Jesse
gave him a
Ven-
mustache.
he looks
He
like-
shaved his beard.
Jesse Ventura. He kind of looks
Yeah.
like Jesse the Body Ventura, governor of Minnesota or whatever it was.
No beard mod.
No beard mod.
Cool.
Well, in other news, the quote unquote BioWare magic is quote unquote BS, according to a Dragon Age producer. And I think that's actually I think a good point to make because when people talk about how studios have these like track records over decades, it's like there's like zero, it's a ship of Theseus, right? There's nobody that's there today was working on that game the first time,
Yeah.
etc. So of course there's no magic.
Yeah, and his point was, and this is who is this? Mark Dara, who worked at BioWare, and he basically just says that in general stuff gets better as it nears completion of so the idea is that they show stuff really early and everyone's like, oh no, and then by the end of it it turns out okay, and they're like, ooh, it's magic, and he's just saying like
Iteration.
actually that that's basically how it works. And then guys, the last item we got is the perennial steamed hams segment from Simpsons that enjoyed some meme fame a couple years ago, has been made by some ambitious young people into a Scum style point and click adventure game, and you can download it and play it now. It is free and it actually looks really pretty good. I think I might play it and talk about it on next week's show.
That sounds like something that you.
I might do that. I might just do that. Yeah, I'll play it on a game. I'll stream it to a Game Boy, and that's how it's gonna go. And I'll suspend my state also with Steam Dynamic Suspend. That's how it's gonna go. Folks, that is going to do it for this episode of Your Game Bytes Show podcast. Thank you very much for being with us. If you have any comments about the games that we played, if you've got a $3 darling of your own, if there's something in the news that you wanted us to expound on or something you wanted to share with us, you can let us know all about that. Find us on social media. We are on Twitter at GameBytesShow. You can also reach out to us individually. I am at Jeremy_Lamont.
You can find me at Legrand.
And I am at Count Elmdor.
You can also find our fourth man, Jared Red Eye Dunn, at RED_I. You can also go to GameBytesShow.com where you can find a back catalog of our podcast, find a link to our Discord server, come join us, hang out with us. Don't forget, comment on this YouTube video, or if you're listening to this on our syndicated podcast feed, go comment on our YouTube video for this episode if you're interested in a copy of Vampire Survivors and be entered into a random draw for that. Just go back and listen to the rules. Make sure to
You
do
might
that
as well
right.
like and subscribe while you're there.
Do it. Hit that alarm bell and be notified when we go live, and come hang out with us because we're very enjoyable people to be around, and that's just a fact.
It's true. It's
true.
true. That's what people say.
Indisputable. And of course, we'll be back before too long to play some more games and do some more fun things in a week. But until then, folks, this has been your Game Bytes Show podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
See ya.
Be seeing you.
And I don't know how to make this thing work
All right,
again.
here's what you guys get. You gotta watch me play the last 5 minutes of this run in Vampire Survivors.
Is that how it's going to work? Okay.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to share it. How's this going to work?
Let's see, how am I gonna do it? Discord, recording channel, share screen. Hang on. Vampire Survivors. There it is.
All right, hold on. There we go.
Got it?
I got it. You're live.
Okay, this is the last 5 minutes of the run. You can see up here I've got all these weapons. They're all the way upgraded. And these are all my things. And here's all my stats. And you ready for chaos?
Yep, let's see it. Wow.
This is a boss I've actually never fought. They must have just added this guy right here. Because this is something new I just got. Now this is the open treasure animation.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets, and there's other iterations of this that are even better. I just got money. I have no more upgrades to get, so all I got was money.
Is that like score at this point?
Yeah, it's the stuff that you spend after.
Is there audio? Why is this not? Oh.
Oh, I
Wait,
have
no.
the audio turned off because I was playing while we were recording.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
There we go. That's what we want.
This really does look like, or it does really remind me of Devil's Advocate, where it's just like an obscene amount of
Yeah.
enemies in this game.
It gets I mean, it gets really silly, and I've kind of know how to min-max this game now at this point. And even though I kind of try something different every time,
So where are the vampires?
I just killed that big vampire. There's bats.
Are you not yourself a vampire?
I am like legally distinct girl from Castlevania, whatever her name was. You remember her name?
Which Castlevania?
Yeah.
Like the Netflix series, that girl?
Oh, Sypha
Oh.
Belnade or whatever.
Yeah, I'm legally distinct.
Belnady.
There's Medusa.
That's what I can watch is more Castlevania.
Bunch of
season
little
3 or
Medusas.
whatever.
What are all those rainbow things coming out?
That's one of my weapons that I have. It's that little bird that flies around. Yeah.
So have you beaten this before?
Uh-huh. Like lots of times. I played this game too much. It's because it's like something you can play this game while you're doing something else, or on a Zoom call, or recording a podcast, or waiting for Q and Hunt Showdown. Like,
Wait, so you've killed like 36,000 enemies at this point?
yes.
In this run?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's about to get a lot more insane though here in a second, as it throws in the final few waves. But I mean, at this point, I'm not gonna lose unless I do something really dumb, which I don't think is even possible at this point. Like I could sit here and not move and win this run. Like nothing can get close to me. But this is how this game turns out. It starts out like
You've min-maxed to the point where
you have one weapon that's doing minimal amounts of damage, and you slowly start getting these, like, one of these little experience orbs at a time, and now I'm to the point where there's thousands. I've killed thousands of enemies, and it's just really satisfying. And for $3, like, I don't know, it's fun. 40,000 people playing this dumb game right now. It's like, but you're right, like it's like I've got the clock that's freeze time. I just walk through all these guys and kill them all.
does the level just go on forever?
This level has a top and a bottom, and then it goes on forever to the left and the right. So yeah, it's not really, you know, all you're doing is doing this. You can just go back and forth, right, and kill this wave, kill a bunch of dudes over here, and then go back the other way. About to kick in right here. I'm just gonna start adding these little zombie witchy dudes in here. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! I almost died. I didn't realize that boss was right there.
holders there for you.
And these guys start dropping this red experience, which is the big experience. So I'm gonna get a ton of levels right here as I finish out the round.
This is what you like auto choose.
What?
Yeah. You guys had all this red experience from these last dudes. It's kind of like, oh, you beat the game. Oh yeah, this thing right here, this little attract orb, sucks all the experience in the room to me. So I'm gonna level a few more times.
I think they need to work on the XP curve.
The what?
The XP curve. You shouldn't be leveling that often.
Well, this is the end of the game. Like, it's really pretty smooth early on. It's like, this is kind of like, oh, you're at the end of the game. Here, have a whole bunch of free gold. Because I'm not getting any upgrades, you know? It doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, but it's breaking up the flow of the game.
But it's also like, yay, yay, yay.
Yeah. Now they're throwing these bosses. So these guys were bosses earlier on in the game. And now I'm just kind of like mowing through them. Yeah. Just got to survive for...
Vampire genocide.
Yeah, 42,000 enemies I've killed. Pretty dumb. I don't think I've ever gotten this far with my levels. I've never gotten to level 122. It's like throwing all these bomb dudes at me, and I'm just... Oh, and I have damage numbers off. Here you go.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Look at this. It's starting to slow down my machine. I should probably turn off damage numbers.
I'm going to play this on GeForce Now with ray tracing.
Oh, dude, it'd be so good. 15 more seconds. I'm gonna get level... If I get to level 130, that'd be cool.
What are those trees? Are those trees?
it.
Oh, they're like
Yeah, those are bosses.
scary
They're
dudes.
not bosses anymore. Oh, here comes death. And death comes and kills you if you win. And you die anyway.
Death comes and kills you if you win. You know what? Maybe it's like ski free. Maybe you can like press F and get away from him.
Ooh. Oh, I unlocked a new character. They just like updated the game because now there are...
Imelda Belpace.
Yeah, this is a new... They must have just updated it because I had everything unlocked and now there's new unlocks.
Well, you hearing that
There you
music?
go.
That is
So
the
you got
Game Bytes Show outro
You
tune.
got the power-ups, so I can buy... I have like 1, 2, 3 more power-ups to get. Oh, and then all these experience game power-ups. That'll be all the way upgraded.
But those are multipliers. You should have gotten them first.
This is experience multipliers. This is the coin multiplier, which is the good one. This is fine, but you don't really need it. These are more important, I think. than this. I have 1. But you can like reset this whenever you want. Okay.
Oh,
You
nice.
just like this is like the good one. It adds an extra projectile to all of your weapons. That's damage, movement speed. Convenient.
I've seen enough.
Yep, you should play it.
Nice.
It's really good. All these are ones you want good. Armor. Oh, I gotta see this new dude, Domario. Permanent 40% duration and speed, negative 40 movement speed. Oh. Green Acres, this is a new enemy health plus 50%. This is brand new, like I just unlocked this, so they have added stuff since I started playing the game because this is brand new today that I haven't seen before. And that character I just unlocked, they just added as well. So I bet like the... How does this guy work? He starts with the book. Let's go, baby. There we go. See, it starts out like very simple. Oh, he is slow as shit, though. Oh no. So then you get. So you level up pretty quick. Oh my god, I'm gonna die because this guy is too slow. So it starts out like, you know, pretty basic. But very quickly start getting, new items or whatever. Oh god.
Those little shooty things are not... Oh, there they go.
Axe. Well, I mean, that's the thing is like those shooter things don't do anything right now, but late game, like those things were saving my ass. Like that, these two birds, when you max them out, they combine into that big rainbow bird that was shooting all that shit all over the place. And so that's the thing is like there's like a base level weapon, and then you unlock. Oh god, this looks bad. I'm gonna die right here. Maybe not. Get that food. Ah. This guy's kind of hard because he's slow. This is on hyper mode, which is why it's so difficult. He's gonna die. Go a couple levels right here, hopefully. Yeah, anyway, y'all should just pick up this game and just screw around with it. Like, it is a delight. It is something else for sure. I'm gonna die. I keep saying that, but I wonder if that's why so many people are playing it right now is because
There's a new thing.
there's a new thing out for it. Oh, movement speed. Nice. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Maybe I shouldn't have tried like the higher difficulty the first time with this character.
I mean, it looks like you know what you need to do. You just need to do it better.
There we go. Well, yeah. I mean, I've played too much of this game. I'm sure I could beat this level. But it said the enemies have 50% more health, so I wonder what like the end game of this level looks like, you know? It's probably pretty rough. I'm gonna die. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shoot. There's the mummy. Oh, no. This is gonna be bad. At least he started out with like a really good weapon. Those books, the Holy Book is like one of the best weapons in the game. In my opinion. Does like a ton of damage. Kill that dude. Mummy. There he goes. Anyway, there you go.
Real good.
Go buy this game.
Nice.
Play it. You should buy it, Jeremy.
I think I will.
And then get addicted like I did. Come tell me about it next week.
All right. See you guys then. Same bat time, same bat channel.
See you later.
See ya. I keep streaming.